So 2.5 miles into the trail from the parking lot at the visitor center on the Grand Circle Loop, you will come upon these huge boulders that the trail goes around. And if you look closely, you'll notice these boulders have petroglyphs. They're very beautiful. Unfortunately, there have been people, as you can see, they have to clean it off. There's people who walk up there, write in chalk, try to engrave their names, the initials of the person that they love. Nobody cares. Leave no trace, people. Leave no trace. Such as these people from 1990. I guess now that's considered a petroglyph. That's 30 years later. I think there might be some up here, but I'm not sure. Can't really see up there. All I see here are modern rock etchings. But I think, yeah, there's some petroglyphs up here. Let me see if I can get closer. These are pretty cool because you can get right up close to them. I'm not going to step. So this one is a desert. Is that a bighorn sheep? I'm not sure if that's bighorn sheep or desert hare. I don't know what these dots are. Here's, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that one is. I guess they look like, I don't know. That's a bow, an arrow, maybe an atlatl. I think it's an atlatl. And that one. I don't want to step any closer. I don't know what these are, but there's a lot of petroglyphs up here. Very cool. I'm trying not to step on them. I haven't stepped on any of them. I think that's the coolest one. Nice detail. Alright, so now the trail goes all the way up. And there's another giant boulder that has actually come down from up there. You can see there's a few of them. Now, I'm sure that when we have the next large earthquake in Vegas, which we do have them, I think the last one was pretty big. I think it was a 5.7. I wasn't here for that one. It was in July. I think it was July of this year, 2020. I was out in Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. And I was out there doing day hikes. And I had done the Peekaboo Loop or the Fairyland Loop. I'm not sure which one, but I had done a bunch of day hikes, and I was spending the night on the actual 4th of July in the Dixie National Forest, which is across the road from Bryce Canyon, right outside the front entrance. And as I had my sunroof open inside my truck, and I was laying inside watching the fireworks go off, that there's I can't remember the name of the RV park out there, Bryce City, I can't remember, but anyway, they put on a really nice fireworks show, and my phone started going off because I do get very light cell phone reception, which allows me to get text messages up there in Dixie National Forest because of Bryce City. And I kept getting text messages from my better half saying, oh my goodness, we're having an earthquake. Everything in the house is moving. The chandeliers are moving back and forth. The whole house is moving. And I'm thinking, well, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm about 500 miles away. So I texted back, let me know if everything's going to be okay and if I need to come home. I didn't feel anything. But then again, I was out in almost the eastern, middle to the eastern portion of Utah. So I was relatively far away from the epicenter, which was around Ridgecrest in California. And I didn't feel a thing. So the petroglyphs were down there. All right. These Calico Hills are beautiful. All right, there's a series of very sharp, steep uphills on the sandstone. They really do take your breath away. I want to say maybe that earthquake was not in 2020. I think it was 4th of July of 2019. Because I do know that I just recently went backpacking in Bryce Canyon National Park down to the Riggs Spring Loop, where it ties into the Under the Rock or Under the Rim trail. And that was in October, so I have a feeling that earthquake was in 2019. So that was about a year and a half ago. Look at that. That is formed by wind and rain and ice. That looks like it's recently calved off in the last recent few hundred years. It looks pretty fresh. And this, oh, look at the moon. Hi, Mr. Moon. All right. And here, as you can see, where the people have stepped, that is the very steep way up. Obviously, people climb into these holes to, of course, leave no trace. The influx of people during COVID in 2020 onto the trails, the city people who don't care about Mother Nature, they are leaving a huge negative impact on the land, and that's all I have to say about that. Alright, so we're going up and up. Alright, so we've gone beyond the Calico Hills and the Turtlehead Peak trailhead where the parking lot is. I think it's called the Calico Hills parking lot, and we went over, I think it was 100 feet. I don't know. It's a pretty steep uphill on the scree. And then again, there's Turtlehead Peak. And then you come down to this shallow area that's pretty sandy out here, so it's like an old wash. And I have taken off and gone quote-unquote bushwhacking. There's really nothing to bushwhack around here. But if you look, I'm going to zoom in, there's remnants of, I'm not sure if that was somebody trying to mine the rocks, what they were doing, but there's like a huge rock quarry back there. That whole section here. I can't point to it. So what I'm zoomed in on is like an old rock quarry, which is very strange out here. And of course, see up there is those are the La Madre Mountains. And then we're going to be coming out here into the middle. I'm going to be walking through the middle of Red Rock Canyon, where there are no roads except this trail. It's going to be beautiful. We're coming upon the second road crossing on the Grand Circle Loop. As always, be careful, because from my experience crossing this road, no matter how many signs are up, people do not stop for hikers. So, as always, cars have the right of way. Unless they let you by, which of course this person will not, even though he clearly saw me. So, again, be very careful. And then we're headed to the high point on the 13-mile driven loop. So the Red Rock Loop has a high point parking lot, and we're going to be hiking right up underneath it. And then after that, we cross over to meet up with the White Rock Loop road. It's a little half-mile dirt road that takes you up to the trailhead, which you don't really need a high clearance vehicle. You just need a vehicle with decent tires. Obviously not a low sedan. And you'll be able to get down to the actual trailhead. Sometimes the parking is so packed that you'll have to either park on the road or drive back down to the very first pullout and hike up from there. It'll add a mile to your loop trail, so it'll be a total of 7 miles if you do the entire loop. Look at this creosote bush. It's beautiful. And the moon is keeping me company on this hike. Lots of creosote. Lots of yucca plants. Most of the bushes out here, unfortunately, are dead or have scaled back their growth because we've had a significant drought this year in southern Nevada. And I think it's pretty much the majority of southwestern United States. So, and for some reason, Red Rock Canyon has deemed that they should put this sign right here, right in the middle, as if we didn't know this was the trail. But okay. And if you can see right up there is the parking lot for the high point on the Red Rock Loop Drive. I always keep forgetting this road crossing. This is the additional road crossing right at White Rock Loop Trailhead. About a year ago, I think it was about a year ago, the Red Rock Canyon not sure if it was visitors or if it was funding from BLM. This is all BLM land. Bureau of Land Management. They put up these big metal signs. Pretty cool. That one says Keystone Thrust, White Rock Mountain, because this is the beginning of both. Not a maintained road, high clearance. That's not really true. It closes, I guess, 5 p.m. You gotta be out of Red Rock Canyon by 5 p.m. because sun goes down. It's pretty dark by 5. It's pretty much, you need a headlamp by then. So this is the Lower White Rock Trailhead. This is a national conservation land. This says it's 11.4. It's closer to 11.8. So, pack it in, pack it out. Leave no trace. That means take nothing, leave your footprints. Take nothing but pictures and leave your footprints. So, this is, to me, the most arduous, dreary portion of this hike. Half a mile up this hard-packed road. Yeah. It's part of it. Alright, so there's the Calico Hills. Great view of Turtle Head, La Madre Mountains, and that is White Rock Mountain, straight ahead. And back there is Level Canyon, and I believe that's Bridge Mountain. And I don't know all the names of those, but you can see the Red Rock Loop down there. And we're going to be heading down there. I could take the backside of White Rock Loop and add that on, but that gives me almost 15 miles total, and I don't think I have enough time today. I'm at White Rock Spring, right off the White Rock Loop Trail, the Grand Circle Trail. As you can see, this area has a lot of birds. There's a flowing spring year round. There's a lot of birds up here. And I'm almost positive that once the sun goes down, there's a lot of animals that come by here. Specifically, bighorn sheep that live up in these rocks. This is White Rock Mountain, and mountain lions. There are mountain lions in this area. I have seen their paw prints on the snow when I've hiked up near La Madre Mountains. So this is where I usually have my lunch break, and then I go back out and meet up with the trail and finish up. I've got about 6 more miles to go. A little bit under 6 to finish this hike. Hopefully I'll do it in the next 2 hours. As you can see, I'm about 7.5 miles in, almost probably 8, closer to 8 miles into the Grand Circle Loop. The bluebird day has turned into a partly cloudy day. It's nice and cool. And here is the junction off of the White Rock Loop. Grand Circle. These views from up here are magnificent. There's La Madre Mountains, White Rock Mountain, Turtlehead Peak, Calico Hills. I don't know what those mountains out there are called. They're across 159 from the entrance of Red Rock. I know there's a bunch of hikes up there. I've never been up there because it's got a lot of mining up there and tailings. I'm not sure, but I think you can rent horses over there for horse rides. I think one of these is Bridge Mountain. This is the escarpment. If you've never done the escarpment trail, I recommend you do that. Start with the springs, Willow Springs, and just follow all the different trails. Dale's Trail, Pine Creek Trail, Arnite Trail. It's beautiful. And then turn around and come all the way back. It's a good 10-11 miles round trip there and back. It's beautiful. You get to cross Icebox Canyon, Pine Creek. It's beautiful. If you can take it all the way out to Oak Creek and then turn around and come back, that'd be great. Or maybe you can park a car up in Willow Springs and then park the other car down, maybe even outside the loop. And the way to get your car back is hike all the way out and then come back in and drive the 13-mile loop to get your other car. Either way, how much you ever have time. Look at this. This used to be green grass in the spring, and obviously it's all died because there's no water, no rain. We're in a drought. So this 4.5 mile section is mainly downhill until you get down closer to the visitor center, where you have a bunch of washes that you have to go up and down through. It's still unbelievably beautiful out here. I have not seen any coyote today, which I thought I would. I haven't seen any. There's a lot of birds. That's about it. I haven't even seen any chipmunks, mice, nothing, just a lot of birds. I have seen deer hoof prints on the trail, but I haven't seen any deer. Usually they hang out on this side of Red Rock because there's water back here. There's springs, and that's where I'm assuming they drink from. All right, and coming up is the next road crossing, or the last road crossing. Alright, here's the last road crossing on the Grand Circle Loop, and as you can see, all the bushes, trees. Be very careful, as drivers will not be able to see you once you walk out on the road. Look at a nice mesquite bush. That's more like a mesquite tree. Alright. And it seems like there's an old fence posts out here. Not sure if people used to ride their horses out here. but it's like an old boundary. I'm not sure for what. I think that's Icebox Canyon, but I'm not sure. I think it's Icebox Canyon. And back there is White Rock Spring. And now, once we get up to this point up here, it's all downhill. Well, relatively downhill. There's a little bit up, but the majority of the trail is downhill. I've been here with 30 to 40 mile an hour winds. I've been here when it's raining, freezing cold. I've been sleeted on out here. You can see the entirety of Turtlehead Peak. Beautiful. There's a lot of different colored rocks, boulders out here. Even though this is more of a ridge line that we're walking on. This also tends to be the portion of the trail that people love to trail run. They'll run out to the road for 4.5 miles, and then they turn around and go back. It's a good 8 to 9 mile trail run. As you can see down there, that's the parking lot for Icebox Canyon. And a little bit further up, off to the right, there's a use trail that takes you down to that parking lot. Not sure why anybody would want to take that trail, but it's available. Let's see if I stay with me for a little bit. As you can see, this is an old road bed. You've got asphalt under all these rocks. So this used to be a road. This is very strange. Maybe it was the main road in Red Rock in this area before they built the loop, because this is definitely a road bed, and you have old sections of asphalt that are here and there peppered. Yeah, okay, so here's somebody has rocked it off. This is very strange, but yeah, they've marked it. There's the trail that takes you all the way down to the main road, which again, I don't know what you'd be doing taking that. Not sure. There it is. When you hike the Grand Circle Loop, you're going to get to this row of boulders on the trail, and just past those boulders on your left-hand side, pay close attention, you will come upon this rock art, which is a heart. I don't agree with this. It's there. It's been here for, I want to say 2 or 3 years now. And every time I come out here, somebody has left their initials. And I do try to break it down a little bit. And you can see people have left little rock hearts. And the view is spectacular. So yeah, once you pass up this line of boulders on the trail, just look to your left and you should see this. It is a pretty picture. I've hiked into the area of the Grand Circle Loop where you are in the wash, the main washes of Red Rock Canyon. There are numerous washes. The trail goes in and out of them. There has been a lot of erosion over the years, with a lot of severe flash flooding out here. Nothing this year. Not a drop of rain. Maybe a couple drops, but that's about it. And other than the sound of my feet walking on the trail, it is quiet. It's extremely quiet out here.